Hello.
Up, everyone. Adrian just showed up, but she's not in her chair.
I am still trying to figure out how to share things right now.
What's
I'm
going
having
on, Brett?
fun.
What's up, Joanne? To see you.
Hey, Joanne, even though sometimes I want to kill you, but I still love what you send me.
Oh, what's this about?
Don't ask questions.
Yeah, never ask questions, especially when I'm the one talking.
Hey, Jeremy, Joe
I
answered the same exact thing you said.
literally just said that. I literally just said that.
That's funny. What's going on? Not Brad. I know exactly who this is.
Okay.
You know who this is, right, Jeremy? Did he message you too?
Was that?
You know who this is, right? Not Brad.
I have no idea what that is.
You don't? Well, I'll let him explain. Smart minds. So, how you guys doing?
I'm here.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was that?
I'm speechless.
I'm here.
Here's the answer for you, Jeremy. He's saying you got a new viewer from Witness Protection.
And it's not Brad.
It's somebody else from Witness Protection. So he must have
Hey,
a real
Rick.
big. He must have a real big hit on this guy.
Oh yeah, he does.
All right. I'm
What's
having a
up,
problem
Rich?
sharing this out. So if everybody can, share it out for me.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing this out, and I'm really hoping that I'm not kicking us off of TikTok. Because I got us on TikTok right as we went live.
Rich and Joanne, I am holding y'all responsible for sharing it out for me. Y'all are my sharers today.
Thanks,
Not
Rich.
Brad.
He already shared it out. I'm sharing it out myself too.
Yeah, so you can't see it on this, but I got a new setup here for my phone, which is much better for me. To be able to have this thing go live on TikTok.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out this new laptop. I've got a laptop for Christmas, and I'm still trying to figure it out.
Is it Windows or Apple?
It's HP.
It's a what?
It's HP, so it's Windows. Was it 11?
Windows 11.
11 or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know.
I don't know who this Facebook user is, but whoever this is, put that cigarette out, Eileen.
I bet you that's Gene Okerlund.
It's out. Okay.
There
Fine.
she is.
Donald would get the reference on that.
Oh, it's Ricky.
Oh, hi, Ricky.
Hi,
Hey, Ricky, what's going on?
Ricky, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook.
Is it my Ricky that was supposed to buy my painting that didn't buy my painting?
Oh, you mean there's another Ricky?
I just think of Ricky Hellard.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm fighting chapped lips right now.
Not Brad. They are monitoring my connection, so I don't give out my location. Yeah, it is. He says yes, that Ricky.
Yeah, so he didn't buy my painting that he was supposed to buy.
speaking of Ricky, let me see here. Hang on. So as you can tell, I'm battling a cold right now, and I've been coughing so much that I pretty much lost my voice. Okay, speaking of Ricky, next Friday night, he's going to be my first actual guest on the 13th.
Awesome.
He's all right.
Well,
He's
you're
on
gonna
my
have to
list
ask.
right now.
you know you're going to have to ask him some specific questions on corn because he's the one who started the whole corn thing.
Oh no, I am not going to corn. I am digging deep into Ricky's experiences.
Is this trying to remember who's from Alton?
Is it Don or Mikey?
I was going to say, I think that might be Mikey.
I think people like giving us the guessing game.
Yeah, so let me tell you that Axela, Brad.
No, it's not Brad.
It's not Brad.
Yeah.
What's going on, Greg?
Oh, hold on, I can figure out if it's Brad. Ooh, I had me some Starbucks today.
I agree.
Yeah, we don't have that device down here anymore. So, yeah.
I had me some awesome Starbucks.
I said Starbucks earlier today.
I know, so did I.
What did you got?
I got two. I got caramel macchiato and a yeah, okay, it is definitely Brad because he said yummy Starbucks.
You just revealed yourself. Great job, Brad. Now you're in real danger.
What is the point of the witness protection program if you're not going to actually participate? Okay, I'm getting feedback somewhere.
Yeah, I'm hearing you're echoing.
You're feedbacking.
I wonder why.
Do you have it turned on somewhere else and you forgot to turn the volume down?
Nope,
I mean, I don't hear it anymore now.
I don't either. I guess it's all straightened out then.
Yeah.
Well, I'm starting to not a New Year's. I do not do New Year's resolutions. I figure if I want to do something, why do it at the beginning of the year? But I am starting a diet as of January 1 because I've got to fit in my formal wear.
Eileen, that actually makes two of us. I'm going to be doing that too.
See, I am so cheap. I went to Goodwill a couple of years ago and bought a white sequin gown for $5. And it didn't fit me right. So I was like, and then when I looked at it, it had nicotine stains on it. So I was like, oh, do I have feedback now?
Yeah, Joanne's saying that.
I don't hear it.
I'm about to say I can hear it now on my end, but
I
don't
heard
have
a little bit of
anything.
it, but I didn't hear too much.
I don't hear it at all.
I don't have my cell phone
Who is
here.
this? Another Facebook user here.
Yeah, I don't have my cell phone down here with me. But it had nicotine stains on it. So I said, you know what? I spent $5 on this. I dyed that sucker purple. And now I'm waiting for it to dry to see if and that's for that gala to see if I got property manager of the year.
Are you getting ahead of the game there?
Yeah, I got to fit in. Oh, which one? You talking about Brad? I thought you were me. I was like, I got to fit in.
I was talking about you. You bought the dress knowing you're going to win already? I mean, what's up with that?
I go to a gala every year, but this is my one that I get to see if I win.
No, I don't know about all I hear is I agree with Brad. You better enjoy that, buddy. And that is why you are in that witness protection program right now.
Joanne, am I still echoing?
I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not hearing it either.
I never did hear it, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Adrian, we know you're deaf.
I'm deaf. I can't speak.
No, she doesn't hear it anymore.
Yeah.
After 12 hours, I am deaf and I can't speak right.
Hey, I'm blind after today, after looking at, like you were doing, looking at two screens and now looking at this. I'm blind now.
I got 12 hours this week and 12 hours all next week too, but my dumbass volunteered for it, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I've been working on my computer all day too. Been working on my reflections for the year, and I just posted that a couple hours ago.
Okay, who's that?
Yeah, there's so many Facebook users.
I
Yeah,
know.
I'm trying to find where was the banner that we had?
Oh, wait a minute.
Now I hear it again with Jeremy.
Yeah.
I think we're playing musical feedback tonight.
I do not have a cell phone on me right now.
Mine's not on anything. It's just here.
Not mine either.
Mine's
I have my
upstairs.
phone right here, but I have all the volumes turned down.
Yeah, mine's upstairs. So
I don't know if
Not
it would
mine.
have anything to do with my flashing lights.
No.
yeah,
no.
yeah,
know
that's what it is.
Let me get off of this and get on my phone. That was what it was before that fixed it.
But
So
you're
let's
not
find
doing
it.
it. You don't have feedback.
Who's happy? Well, I don't know.
I don't either. And it's like it comes and goes.
It's worth a try, I guess.
Shut up, Brad.
Okay.
Oh,
You mean you did
I'll tell you
something?
what. I'm gonna mute and y'all go.
Oh, Rich said it's getting a little bit garbled too.
Yeah.
Who is? Is it all of us or just one of us or what's going on?
I'm not hearing anything.
Neither am I.
I never did.
Okay, I'm back. Let's see if it. No.
Nope.
I don't know. It just seems like whatever feedback this is, it just keeps coming and going. Like it's just going back
Well-
and forth because I don't hear it now.
The gremlins working double time so that they can get all of their shit going before we go into the news.
Oh, get rid of it. Let's go because we ain't pulling this shit next year. Come on, get it
Right.
done.
Well,
Yeah.
I know we're. Do we have a subject tonight, or is it just a free for all?
It's a free for all New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
I got a subject.
Oh boy. No,
Oh,
we
boy.
cannot strip. No, we are not going to the bar tonight. No, wait, yeah, we are.
Oh, okay. I'm back on board now. The agency, yeah, we're going. But can we strip at the bar?
Oh, there we go. Okay, what's your subject?
What about? Okay, so lately for about 2 weeks now, I'm the type of person I'll have vivid dreams once, maybe a month, where I wake up and I remember it all. But for about a week to 2 weeks now, every morning I wake up and I'm having vivid dreams, but I don't have time to write them down because as soon as I start getting paper to pen, it's gone. But I remember bits and pieces. So, what are everybody's thoughts on when you continuously have a vivid dream, like every night?
Is it the same dream?
No,
Uh,
just the fact it's vivid.
let's talk about what I told you when I first met you, and I've told you over and over. Could that be why? Maybe you're actually starting to figure it out.
I don't know. My son made fun of me because one of them, the dream last night had a cougar in it, and she said, "Are you trying to say something, or was it a cute cougar?" I was like, "You stupid idiot."
Well, I'll tell you what. Earlier this year, I was getting a lot of vivid dreams when I was high on drugs.
Yeah.
Well, that would not be it
Well,
either. It could be lack of
yeah.
sleep.
Lack of sleep will do it.
Yeah.
If it's got the same theme, you might want to.
And that's the funny thing, it doesn't. And it's like the one last night, I was sitting on something and I was tilting forward about to fall. And I did that a couple of times in the dream, but one time my son was sitting below me. I said, just tilt it upwards, tilt it back up, because there was a lion at the bottom of wherever it was I was going to fall. Well, then I'm somewhere else in this location, and there's a cougar that comes running to me, and I thought the cougar was going to attack me, but it attacked me kind of like your dog. It attacked me like my German Shepherd. I mean, it didn't attack; it just jumped on me.
Brad's got a
mean-
point there.
No, Brad.
Greg, are you really getting hypnotized, or right now because of
Oh, it's Greg.
Nick? Yeah, Greg, or is it because of Nick? Because if you are getting hypnotized, I want to see that.
Greg,
What's
you
up,
are
Sean?
getting sleepy.
Stop.
No,
stop
actually,
dreaming of Donald Mark.
when I do readings for someone, especially picture readings, that happens.
See, and I haven't, like I said, I haven't been doing anything like that. The only thing I've been doing is watching TV before bed, which I do that anyways. But I mean, they're like, and they're all over the place. It's not like, I mean, there was something else in the dream, or maybe that dream with the cougar was the other night. And the one last night was, I remember it, but I can't remember enough to say. I mean, it's like I can picture it, but I can't say it because it's way back there.
What I would do is, I know it takes, when you get up and you have to go get pen and paper, it's totally different. Set it there by your bed.
Yes, no, it's like literally as soon as I turn over to get ready to write, it's gone.
See, my act like cougars are.
Just stop dreaming about us. You'll be fine.
I'm just going to say this, but I would rather have those kind of dreams that Brad's having.
I've been married.
Stop dreaming about us. You'll be fine. I promise.
I've been married way too long to be a cougar. Maybe my next life.
Wrong answer.
Yeah,
You're just beginning.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go into that.
To talk on the subject of lucid dreaming, I actually had a dream earlier this year of a full song. This is something that happened to Billy Joel back in the 80s or 90s. But back in March, I had a dream of an actual full song, fully produced, all the lyrics. And then it was something that my head came up with. And the next day, I wrote out the entire lyric that I had in that dream.
I've heard that happen to a lot of people that had success with whatever it was that happened. Sean, first, thank you on the dog. He's 9 months old and he's hell. And if he lives to be an adult, he'll be all right. He's half Dalmatian and half lab. Not a good mix. But
ADHD bad.
Oh yeah. Well, no, not near as bad as the Border Collie Greyhound mix.
I'm about to say now Weimaraner's are the worst, but
this thing, it just like it's neurotic. It's awful. But Sean, you were talking about your dream. Couldn't get where you needed to go. Is there something that you intended to do, maybe in your childhood, maybe early life, that you aren't able to do or have thought about doing and just quit doing it?
That's what I'd be thinking of.
Brad, that's probably because I'm going to say it's either a really fond memory of yours or she's
telling you to behave. She's telling you to behave.
Yeah, I think she knows. If that's his grandma, she already knows he's not going to.
Well, now I'll tell you on what Sean was saying. For years, like you were about to ask me about if it's the same dream over and over. Mm-hmm. For years, I'm talking like 10 years, I kept having this vivid dream that I was walking up this grand staircase, and at the top of it, there was a set of those big doors that were like cylinder floor doors, and I could never open them. But I knew if I could get them open, then I didn't need to be on the other side of it. Something bad was on the other side of it.
Right.
But when I would go down to, like, just say the kitchen, and I would open a cabinet door, but I'd looked in the cabinet door and you could see light. So I crawled through the cabinet and there was a whole nother extension of the house.
Yeah.
And then that kept going. And I had that dream for like 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's got a recurring dream. Just happened to have, okay. Yeah. Sean, that's, I had those, like when I first started job, or, something like I can't do it, or something happens where I completely mess it up. And it's just a fear of messing it up is what it is.
Yeah.
Or, like you start a new job or something and you play it over and over and over in your head at first. And at school, I did the same thing. Couldn't get to your locker. Couldn't get to class on time. I didn't worry about finishing assignments because I didn't care, but
your books, or you were naked or something.
No, I never had that. But when I first got my dentures done, that was the first. I was like, I had a dream that I went to work without him. Okay, number one, I've been married a few times. Nobody has seen me without him. Nobody. And it's not going to happen. So, it's like, I guess that was my biggest fear. I don't know. But the recurring dream, if anybody's ever been to Wichita, Kansas, there's a mall. And it's a town square mall, something like that, town east. And I was 4 because I lost my mom when I was 8. So it was sometime between I could remember and 7 years old. And I remember going up the escalator. The escalator scared the shit out of me because those little steps could suck you in, or I was convinced they could. And
remember having that too.
huh?
I thought they could too.
Near 2 of the escalators.
Yeah. And then at the top, it's glass. And you can look over from the very top floor. And I think it's like, I don't know what it really was. I want to say now it's 6 stories, but I don't know what it really was. To a kid, it's probably 3. I don't know. But you look down and there's a waterfall, like a little thing you can throw pennies in. And I fell down it every night. My recurring dream was falling. I was like, I hate this place. Adult female with brown hair and white robe had a little girl with her, and the girl was crying. Don't lay him down. And little girls say he doesn't know who you are. Return.
Wow.
That I'm gonna say that was meant for you, and that's something that, yeah, you'll figure out.
I'm going to say something, Rich, and I never say this. Anyone who knows me knows I don't. For some reason, when I was reading that, I was thinking it had something to do, and about a past life. I don't know. I just instantly was getting something about a past life. And y'all know me. I don't say that stuff out loud very often.
No.
Been walking up the stairs this whole time.
Female with brown hair, white robe. Okay, little girl.
You can go back to this other one that Rich said.
Yeah, I'm reading that myself.
That I gotta say that would bother me too. I tend to agree. Probably a past life that you actually met somebody in this one that knew who you were, but you didn't know. That's kind of how it's coming across. I don't know for sure. I've had past life readings done, and they've all been different, so I just don't even pay attention to them. But
I want to have a past life reading so bad because
Brad.
I can hook you up with my girl.
Brad
I
says he's the
feeling-
same every life.
I have some feelings, and I'm kind of at the point of, I want to know if my feelings on certain things are true about my past.
I have a
life.
lady that she's awesome that does this. Now, whether or not I don't know. When she did mine, she did 3 different lives. And what was strange is the reason she did that for me was because she said, I'm drawn to you, and I know you were with me in 3 of my past lives. And at one, we were brothers and Indians. And she said she remembers I wore one shoe. He at the time wore one shoe. And that's how we had to share everything. So yeah, it was.
Hi, Eddie. Going back to what Rich is saying, Rich, is there anybody in your family that might have lost a young child? Maybe even during pregnancy? That's what sticks out to me.
But like he said, he thinks he knows. If you think you know, you know. Don't second guess it. It was meant for you, and you know.
See, I can always come up with a subject. I'm Eileen. Hello. I like to talk.
Check out what Rich just said.
What's the matter,
His
girl?
mom had 2 miscarriages.
Okay. That's very possible. Is that who you think it might be?
Donald, what are you talking about? I never know what you're talking about, Donald.
Now, don't get me wrong. That was just a guess. But that was the first thing that popped into my mind when
From past lives. Yeah, I have to agree with that because my mentor is the same way.
Oh, okay, Donald. Yeah, you're right. I like to talk, especially at 6 a.m. and have your wife yelling at us.
Speaking of Donald, since
I don't want to speak of Donald. Do we have to?
we're not going to speak with him, but I'm saying speaking of him,
I don't want to speak of him anymore. I'm done.
next week, Donald and I are debuting our new show, Marks on Wrestling, on Wednesday night.
That is one ugly dude on the right. That bald-headed freak.
Whoa, what's this about? A bald-headed freak? I come back downstairs and that's all I hear.
It's
Look at your
Eileen.
screen.
You know.
Oh, it's the Marks on Wrestling. Okay.
Yeah, look at your screen. That bald-headed freak kind of just like almost made me pass out. He was so ugly.
Well, Donald could beg to differ.
You're close enough to being bald, Donald.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited about that. I've got the intro video made up for that. Show that to him. It's just awesome. Cannot wait. Well, we've already.
Oh, hold on. I don't mean to interrupt you. Read
Okay.
Rich's comment.
Rich,
Rich.
Yep, that sounds a little more like it.
Yeah.
You know what, Rich? I have seen you open up so much in the past several years. When I first met him, I'm sure his wife says something totally different, but he was so quiet and so reserved when I first met him. I have seen a totally different side of him lately in the past, I want to say probably past year. I am so proud of him. I remember his very first time ever being on a podcast, and he was nervous. We're like, you got this. It was with Ashley.
I guess that's the circle I was not in because I didn't know of him back then.
Well, we had met at Broken Bow.
Oh, Broken Bow, Oklahoma.
Yeah, at the asylum.
Okay.
He was stuck with me for that night.
I'm sorry.
Brad, what kind of abilities you got, dude?
Brad, you don't even want to go there.
Oh no, yes we do. We're gonna put him
Brad's
to use.
abilities is called.
Well, I know he has
AWS.
the ability to run to witness protection.
He has an ability to piss me off, but you know that's.
He has the ability to be an AWS.
His protection. He doesn't know how to play by the rules.
Rich, don't bother being guarded. We're you hear us. There's no.
Yeah, we don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We're pretty much as straight up, open and honest as you can get.
Yeah, we are.
Exactly.
You can ask us anything, and just about we'll tell you. Me, I'll tell you anything. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Donald, I got a phone call.
You don't want to hear our answer, but we'll tell you.
So I got a phone call today from one of Donald's daughters, Country. I call her Country. And she calls me today and she says, Eileen, what color is Raindrops? I said, clear, maybe? She goes, I think they're blue. I said, well, even the ocean's not blue. That's a refraction from, went through the whole thing. I said, but let me tell you a little secret. Instead of calling people and asking people, there's this new concept called Google.
But that's so impersonal.
I love that girl. I call her Country because she talks like this. When you talk to her, she talks like this. So I call her Country.
Are you listening to yourself?
I don't talk like this.
Oh, but you
Not,
do.
not on a daily basis. Donald, shut up. And am I right? Does she talk country?
We got to remember, yeah, that we'll see Brad on the first time on July 32nd.
Oh, you mean back when I didn't know him?
I remember that show.
That show was crazy. I'll never forget July 32nd.
And I missed it because I had a life and didn't want to see Brad.
Oh no!
No,
That's the day we died. And,
that's
you know,
your
we
13th
all
Dimension.
died that day.
I think that was on 13th Dimension that we had Brad on.
I think it was.
Oh, I thought it was on this one.
Well, he's been on both shows, but I think this particular time he was on 13th Dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was having Jill on, and Nick did not know about the two of them coming on to the show, and Jill didn't know about Brad coming on to the show.
And that took me completely. I mean, I knew once I saw Jill, I wasn't as surprised because it was great seeing her again. But
Yeah.
Brad, it took me completely like, whoa, it's him. I'm like, it's him. It's Brad.
Oh,
Well,
Brad.
I want to say something to Sean. So, and he's been to the Broken Bow Asylum, and Rich was there that night when something got thrown at me. I mean, we asked it to, so it was nothing bad. But yes, it definitely is one of my most favorite locations there. I mean, because like I said, I've never had anything physically thrown at me, and it went right past my head.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Which Brad?
We're going
Same Brad we're
to
talking
No.
we're going to be doing a an investigation in July that's up here in Cripple Creek, and like that. It's a little mining town, and it's kind of cool, almost ghost town, but not quite. And there's 13 rooms in this hotel, and we get them all. Our little group gets them all, so that should be
Thanks,
fun.
Jeff.
is it a functional hotel?
Is it what?
Is it in operation?
I don't think it is as a hotel. I think it is actually as an investigation
Okay.
thing. Let me look.
Time I was there, we had a pen toss and it was loud. Yeah, you stay safe out there too, Jeff. Jeez, we are getting a lot of Facebook users here. I don't understand why we're getting so many of them.
StreamYard is
Well-
being silly right now.
We are streaming on the Universal page.
Okay.
I was hoping to stop streaming there with Vimeo, but that didn't quite work out well.
Right. This might be Jeff because I know Jeff, the goat was talking. So one of these is Jeff. I'm going to assume that's him. And now someone else on Facebook user was saying hello. And needs to plan a trip to Salina.
Yes, we do.
I'd love to go back. I like Salina a lot.
Yeah, we kind of have a relationship with that place, Brad. Let's go.
Not
Yeah,
Brad.
take you in
Brad
there.
can't go.
That
Yeah.
is
Yeah, Wayne. This was what Donald was asking. Oh wait, it was this one.
Donald, the only time anything revolving poop was with you. But of course, every time I look at you,
actually, I think that might have happened to us on the first night of Waverly.
Oh wait, what?
Okay. So
Somebody throwing shit.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
How come I didn't remember that story?
Okay, so it's Hotel St. Nicholas, Boiler Room Tavern. That looks like a pretty creepy place.
And where is this at? The St. Nicholas location, or
Yeah, it's Cripple Creek, Colorado.
oh, okay, it's in Colorado.
It's about 2 hours from Denver.
Towards you.
Yeah.
So really that should only be about an hour from you, if that.
Yeah. Mimi Black is setting this up. She lives in this town now with us, so that's awesome.
Oh wow. Okay.
She has lots of connections. I had no idea she lived here till the wedding, actually.
All right. Well, my subject kind of got off subject, so somebody else pick a subject.
Well, what about
Brad.
first time locations for everybody? I know I had a few myself this year where there were some locations that I went to for the very first time.
There's
Here's
Mikey.
Mikey. That's who I thought it was earlier. I don't know, Mikey, I think since he got in the field, huh?
Yeah. It's awesome that he comes from Alton because I've been down to Alton a few times, and it's a really great haunted town to check out. I've always been wanting to go back on several occasions.
Oh,
So
wow.
I mentioned in my post today, I did a reflections thing. If anybody hasn't had a chance to see it, and one of the things that I talked about was the paranormal field, and mentioned that there were a bunch of locations that I went to this year for the first time ever. Wilson Castle, Ohio State Reformatory, which that one was awesome.
Yeah.
And even went to a couple places
Message me.
in Colorado.
I'd say most of my locations have been my first location because I remember I didn't get into like I did paranormal investigations since like probably 2007 with a buddy of mine that I've said before, but then in about 2015 I did another location, but I did that same location for like 5 years, and it wasn't until Southern Paranormal kind of opened me up to do other locations. So most of my locations I go to are my first time. But now I did do Broken Bow the first time in 2021. So for 2022, I did it for the second time. Well, you know what? Now looking back, I think most of my locations for 2022 were probably second time locations, not other than like some small business and all that around here.
Yeah.
So most of my new ones were in 2021.
Yeah, I've been really lucky. Mikey, message me. Stop that. You can investigate in your own basement.
You live in one of the most haunted small towns in America.
Yeah, message me. Okay, so the first, I guess the only location we've really done here was like in this town was a residential, and then I took on another one and backed out of it because but now that we have like Mimi here, I did have one other one, but she's moving away too. So it's really nice because Mimi is she's a really good psychic, whatever you want to call it. But she did the oh gosh, it's been too long of a day. Jeremy, the hotel that you went to while you were here.
Oh, Stanley.
There we go. She went there and she got some of the most amazing pictures there. That was just so cool. And so on any of our investigations, if we have to do residential, she'll go with us. But she's opened up a lot of places that we can go, you know, because she just knows people. She's been around here. But really nothing new except for maybe the cemetery and the places we went. Jeremy, that's really the only things I've done besides this house.
I really like going to the site of that old mansion.
It looks a lot like the Salina.
Donald, I don't tell you everything, okay? You only get to know about 40% of my life. The rest of it, I'll tell Rebecca, not you.
Yeah, I think honestly this year, I mean, as far as locations go, I mean, Jeremy, obviously, I think I could kind of share already. I mean, at least for my part, the only places that were really new for me was undoubtedly Wildwood Sanitarium, the Hinsdale House. And although I've been to Ohio State several times, that was literally the first time that I ever actually got to investigate that place. So you can kind of call it a first timer, even though I've been there a few times, but just for ParasiteCon. So other than that, I just really didn't go on very many investigations as much as I was hoping to this year. But I'm going to make that change for next year.
Donald, I think we could all borrow some.
Oh, Rich. I miss that place so much.
Old Park
Oh,
Hotel.
I love Old Park.
That was
Oh,
my
Rick.
very first investigation, and that is also the very first time something followed me home.
I need to get down there.
Hey, Rich, if you go, let me know. I can always stop and see my sister and make a long weekend of it. I'll pitch in.
So
Yeah,
what
that place
But
is,
you cannot invite Donald Martin, Rich. You cannot invite Donald Martin.
tell Dan and Connie hi for me. Hey,
Bring
Beth,
it up.
come here.
Am I the only one that ends up sometimes when I'm trying to say Dan and Connie, I end up saying Donnie?
Come on. Oh, you are a nasty dog
I
right now.
always end up saying Donnie when I'm trying to say Dan and Connie. I always go, well, Dan and Connie, not Donnie.
God, Donnie. Yep, that Brad too was part of that with OSR.
Go to investigate OSR with some great people.
Now, one thing I didn't, like I said, I didn't do a lot of new locations in 2022, but a lot of the old locations were different this year. Good and bad, like meaning the places that aren't normally as active or overly active, like Coatesworth, Donald. But then some of the locations I went to that were normally active were quieter. It was very strange because, like I said, I did do Old Park Hotel this year. I did Broken Bow again. I did, of course, we did the jail again. We did Coatesworth again. And now the saddest part of 2022 was the old Southern Funeral Home being sold. That was sad. That was the saddest part, not being able to investigate that again.
Oh, so you can't do that anymore?
No, they sold it and turned it back into a funeral home.
Oh, really?
Speaking of which, I don't think most people know this place, but Greenville Manor. I went there. It's in Pennsylvania. I went there to investigate as part of the Paranormal Puzzle documentary, and right now they're having some major repair issues with it. I guess it literally rained inside the building, and one of the owners just made a post on there that there's an investigation in 1 month, and it might end up being the last one for them.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Oh, geez.
That makes it so sad. And sometimes it's the best thing for the building, but it does make you sad because you do want to make sure, like when I was there with Donald, he did tell the spirits that there was other places they could go, tell them that, where they could go and all that if they didn't want to stay there, because you do have to worry about sometimes what happens to the spirits when it does change what it was. But I do have to say something to Donald. Still watermelon bubble gum, rainbow candy, but go get the frozen apple strawberry. He'll know what I mean.
Jeremy,
Okay,
Brad wants to, do another location next
sure,
year.
Brad. We're going to do that next year here.
Or the very least, Salina, Kansas.
That's
Yeah.
it. And I'm there too.
As much as I love it, that drive kills me.
Mm-hmm.
I still can. I think
Why are you taking that full drive? Look. Okay. I can't even think. I've been at work too long. If you drive to Salina, isn't it shorter to drive here and then to Salina?
See, no, I don't go through Colorado
we
when I
passed-
go. When I go, the first time when Donald and Rebecca and I drove, we went up through Arkansas a little bit, but then we mainly went up through Missouri, crossed over
Okay.
at
Okay, that's complete other side. Never mind.
yeah, and then when I went with TPPS, we all went up there the next time. We went all the way through Arkansas, up Oklahoma, and then into Kansas.
Okay, yeah, that's complete other side because we go from this end right into Kansas and then drive down to the middle of it because my daughter lives right on the Kansas border, Kansas-Colorado border. and then no, not quite on the. She's about 5 hours from us, but
And
and
before
then
I
it's only like 4 to Salina.
and like I said, before I die, I'm coming to Colorado. I'm going to Inglewood.
You can go anywhere you want to. There's a whole big house here. You can come stay.
Yeah, before I die one day, I'm gonna do that.
See, for us, when it came with from my area to Salina, I mean, my dad had to drive me down pretty much close down to central Illinois, so I can meet up with Jeremy. And then, I mean,
Right.
Jeremy, I know you had to drive across the state of Indiana before we kind of got to the halfway point. Of course, we also stopped in Peoria to visit Dawn, but then after that, we just went throughout the rest of the state, through the state of Missouri, and then eventually we got into Kansas. I mean, we were, by the time, when we got that hotel, Jeremy, I don't think we were really that far from the Missouri-Kansas border.
No, y'all were right at Missouri because y'all weren't too far behind us.
Brad, honey.
We were in Missouri.
No, you won't. Somebody's got to want to find you first, and then somebody's got to really realize you're missing.
No, Brad. If anybody was smart, all of us would be on beer cans, not milk cartons.
Donald,
There you go.
Colorado's a state, not a
Oh,
country.
right, never mind.
Yeah, Donald, get it together.
Well, for me, you'll have to be on a Sprite can for me to notice anything.
Yeah, Donald, we're if you ever look it up, we're in Greeley. It's like an hour, little less than an hour, unless it's snowing, like Jeremy when he went to the hotel. Estes Park is amazing. I still haven't been there, by the way.
Oh, I got something I got to show you guys. I'll be right back. It's actually something involving Estes Park, Adrian. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
And Donald, oh, go ahead, Adrian. I'm sorry.
What else? Oh, the Cheeseman Park, where all the bodies are still there. And then, of course, the mining towns. I think those are awesome.
Cheeseman Park, that was just an amazing place to go to because the stuff that we saw, you don't see happen anymore.
Yeah.
People were flying kites. People were having picnics on the ground. You just don't see that. At least not around here. We don't.
No, we don't either. And, there's dead people under them, less than 6 feet under them. So, yeah,
And
there's that.
look, I'm still trying to figure out how Donald knows what any part of the country looks like. Because I'm telling you, I have never seen someone fall asleep so fast. We literally hit the interstate, turned around because we were supposed to, on our way to Kansas, we were supposed to take turns driving. And I had been up for like 24 hours because of work. And Donald, back in the back asleep. Well, Rebecca's driving. She's like, hey, I need you to stay up to keep me awake. I'm like, okay. Well, then we go, and then Donald starts driving after he wakes up finally. He starts driving. Well, then he's got like the radio blaring, but he's wearing
Earphones?
earbuds. He's wearing earbuds listening to different music than what he's jamming. So my ear is like right next to the speakers trying to sleep at that point. Then he pulls over to get gas. He's like, all right, I'm going to sleep. You need to drive. I'm like, it has been pushing, over 24 hours. I need some sleep. So I'm driving on these back road, 2 lanes with nothing but 18-wheelers coming to me in a vehicle, a Suburban I'd never driven before. Never drove a Suburban. And then finally we get to, Springfield. And Rebecca starts driving because Donald's still asleep. So I'm out with Rebecca again while Donald sleeps the rest of the way.
Is this another Donald story?
He sleeps the most when he's traveling. I do not understand how he sees anything.
So, Brad, where is Josephine and the McIntyre Villa?
I've heard the
I've heard of
McIntyre
Hotel
Villa.
Josephine, but can't remember exactly where it's located.
I want to say Josephine is up in Minnesota.
This is what I was going to bring down. It's like 50 state. It's
Oh, wow.
500 scary places to visit in all 50 states.
All right,
Oh,
you gotta
wow.
look and see what is in Mississippi. What do they consider the scary ones? I bet you one of them is probably going to be, let's see, Donald. Let's figure this one out.
Well,
Kansas.
I'm gonna go through them. Not all of them, but like for all of our locations in alphabetical order. So obviously Colorado's the first. So for you, Adrian, we got it's actually 2 pages this time. Usually it's 1 page. It's okay. So number 1, You got
It
the,
has
the Molly Brown house. Number 2. And guess what? It was one that we were just talking about.
Did it hold
One
my
that
hand?
you guys have visited. Cheeseman Park. It's on that one. The Colorado Prison Museum in Cannon City. Brown Palace Hotel and Spa in Denver.
He's made
Of
his
course,
appearance.
you can't have a location without Stanley Hotel, obviously. They put 10 locations in this. The Highlands Ranch Mansion and Highlands Ranch, St. Elmo Ghost Town in St. Elmo,
100 scariest
Justina
places.
L. Ford Home in Denver, St.
Sorry
Cloud
about
Hotel in Cannon City, and Henry Weber House in Aspen.
Aspen, okay, yeah. Aspen is where Goldie Hawn and her husband were at on Christmas.
Okay, now going forward,
Oh,
of course, from my state, Illinois, we got undoubtedly Bachelor's Grove Cemetery in Midlothian, Joliet
Oh, no.
Prison, of course, in Joliet, Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago,
ooh,
Vic
ooh,
Pike Mansion in Alton. If Mikey's still on, he would know what this place is. Hull House, also in Chicago, the Rose Hotel in Elizabethtown, Hunley House in Carbondale, which is where Southern Illinois University is located, the Crenshaw House in Junction, which sadly that's closed to the public as of right now, H.H. Holmes Murder Castle in Chicago, and the Lincoln Theater in Belleville.
You got
I
a lot
heard
of
of that one.
places in that one.
What's that?
You got a lot of Chicago places in that one.
But it's there's a lot more. I'm really surprised they didn't add more stuff from Alton. Now for Indiana, the 10 places here we got the Nicholson Rand House in Indianapolis, the Haunted Bridge in Avon, Culbertson Mansion in New Albany, Diana of the Dunes in Indiana Dunes National Park. This one I think Jeremy you've been to if I'm correct. The Hannah House in Indianapolis. The
For the convention, have not been inside.
okay. Finch Cemetery in Portland, French Lick Springs Hotel in French Lick, James Allison Mansion in Indianapolis, and this is one I haven't been to, but I know this place, the Rhodes Hotel in Atlanta, and the Zion United Church of Christ Cemetery in Poland.
What's the cemetery in Portland that you said?
That one was, I just turned the page. Give me a second here. That's the Zion United Church of Christ Cemetery. Now, fast forwarding to Mississippi, let's see what we got here. See, I actually at one point said I'm surprised. I mean, I know they put every state in, but I'm surprised they didn't have the territories in.
See, I bet you they're gonna probably have the McNutt, or not the McNutt house. What is that house I'm thinking of, Donald?
Baby. Oh.
In Vicksburg. I bet you that'll be in there.
Give me one. Okay, here we go. Mississippi. So the 10 places we got for Mississippi are the Grand Opera House and correct me if I'm saying this wrong. Meridian.
Meridian.
Thank you. Meridian. I think this might be one of those places you just said, Eileen. The McRaven House in Vicksburg.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
It's in it. The University of Mississippi Medical Center in Jackson. Mount Helena and Rolling Fork. Guess what? Another place in Vicksburg National Military Park.
Yeah.
Vicksburg, of course. The Windsor Ruins in Port Gibson. Stuckey's Bridge in Union. The Witch of Yazoo gravesite in Yazoo City. Friendship City in Columbus. And Sarsha Bridge in Yazoo City.
Yeah. Now, I've been to Sarsha. It's very, very small. But now the one place that we're supposed to go to Stuckey's not too much longer. And then, I don't know, the McRaven house to me, I think it's over. I don't know.
That's what I think about Stanley too.
Well, no, I'm not going to knock it. It's a beautiful place. Is it definitely worth a visit? Yes. Is it definitely worth an investigation? Yes. Is it definitely haunted? Yes. But I've been there. I've helped them do tours there way back in the day. I did see something when I was helping lead a tour, but I've seen some of the television shows that they're like, oh, this and this. I'm like, wait a second. I've been there how many times? I've never seen that. And y'all been there once and seen all this? Really?
Yeah, no.
Well, when you think about it, I would say at least 90% of the locations out there are overhyped.
Yes.
Yeah. So Brad was asking about what about Wisconsin?
We don't
I'm
care,
not-
Brad.
I was going to say I'm not going to go through all
That
of
would
these.
be
so
you.
I'm not going to go through all these, so I'm just going to read just one more. This is because he asked about Wisconsin. So for Wisconsin, you got Nelson's Hall in Washington Island, Brumder Mansion in Milwaukee, the Pfster, I don't know how to say it, Pfistr,
Fister?
Pfster Hotel also in Milwaukee, the Grand Opera House in Oshkosh, Dartford Cemetery in Green Lake. I know that place. Elk Lake Dam in Elk Lake, Riverside Cemetery in Appleton, the Marable Caves Hotel in also in Marable, Bloody Bride Bridge in Stevens Point, and Shaker's Cigar Bar in Milwaukee.
Now
I've heard
you
that
were
one.
I'm curious, for the state of Kansas, does it have the temple in there?
Oh,
probably not
Kansas.
because
No.
it's a new,
Let's
it's a
just see
newer.
Right.
I don't think it would be, but let's just see what Kansas
How
has.
new is that book?
Yeah, but this, I mean, they just started the investigations right at 2 years ago or a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
It
so
doesn't
we got
say
this.
what year it was, but let's see what Kansas does have on that list. Okay,
And
so
most of it, this is like Italy, all kinds of things, but it's got Arkansas on here. For some reason, it has Arkansas.
so for
Now I went
Kansas,
to the Allen House in Arkansas. I do want to
I've
do
heard
the
of
Allen.
Allen House.
Well, Nick and I helped out remotely at a location in Arkansas earlier this year.
Yeah.
This is Marble Falls, Arkansas. I don't
So
know. The whole
for-
thing looks really creepy, so I couldn't tell you.
So for Kansas, it doesn't have the temple in it, but what it does have is the Brown Grand Theater in Concordia, Fort Leavenworth in Leavenworth, Eldridge Hotel in Lawrence, Stoll Cemetery, which, Jeremy, if you remember, we were not too far from Stoll.
Yeah, because I remember you talking about that on our way to Salina.
Yeah. Then, of course, obviously, you had to have this on this list. The Sally House in Atchison,
Right.
Therosa's Bridge in Valley Center, Molly's Hollow also in Atchison, the Old Cowtown Museum in Wichita, St. Jacob's Well in Ashland, and the Brown Mansion in Coffeyville.
Now,
Okay.
I'm going to say
What's in Arkansas?
Arkansas?
you mentioned UMMC in Mississippi.
Hey,
And
what's up, Don?
the funny thing is, no one can investigate there. It's an active state-ran hospital. The only thing is, they did do some digging there a few years back to do some add-on because it's also a medical school. And they found some bodies buried. There used to be a sane asylum there, and they found some bodies buried. But I'm surprised they didn't say Whitfield State Hospital because that is actually a very well-known haunted, but you can't get in there because it is a psychiatric facility, and you have to, you have to get to the guard station before you can get in. But it is severely haunted.
Oh, we got Ohio here. It says Akron, Ohio.
Akron, yes. I know Akron all too well.
Rolling Acres Mall.
Yep, I've heard of that place. It's a very haunted area. And
That
another,
looks pretty bad. That looks awful.
yeah, it's in real
No.
bad shambles.
Bad.
Another area in Ohio that's extremely haunted, and I actually went 6 years ago. Jeremy, it was actually that picture of me standing in front of the Athens Mental Health Center. It's undoubtedly Athens, Ohio, another really haunted town. They actually say that according to the British Society for Psychical Research, the 13th most haunted place on earth is Athens, Ohio, including Ohio State University.
Wow. We have every state or cemetery in every town has the gates of hell.
Yep.
Well, this
Stoll
has the
Cemetery is
gates
one
of
of them.
hell in Darvaza, Turkmenistan.
Okay, don't break
What?
in. I have to
Don't
put a
break
disclaimer.
in.
Don't break
Yeah,
in.
don't do that.
What?
He says that whoever this Facebook
No.
user is an expert with breaking into
No,
hospitals and
no.
prison.
We have to,
Yeah,
we
don't
have
trust
to do a
us.
disclaimer. Don't break in.
I already had someone.
Not.
I don't think I ever told you guys this. I actually had someone a few years ago telling me to try to break in some type of abandoned house, and I said, "No, we're not doing that." That's
Yeah,
not.
I'm out. Yep.
I first see, when it comes to those locations, the first question I'll often ask is, "Okay, who do we have to talk to? Is there an owner or somebody, or do I have to pay for it?" And the guy simply goes, "Oh no, we're just breaking." And you know what's even weirder? This was in the town of Niles. This was right next to the police department, so it was kind of dumb from like the start. And I also told them too, just because they're also abandoned locations, they're not actually abandoned. They're owned by
Somebody
the
owns
state.
them.
Somebody owns them. And I also had to remind her,
Nick, you're being trolled. That's your buddy Tom
it's Tom.
McNichols.
Are you serious? That's Tom?
Yeah, that's Tom.
Oh my God.
You were about to get in trouble.
He's playing with you.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah,
No,
so
the
the
guy I'm
people
talking about
watching,
is not him. It's somebody
we
else.
do not break in anywhere.
No,
If
never.
we don't have permission, we don't go. Just because
Exactly.
it's abandoned doesn't mean somebody doesn't own it. And that's
Yeah.
like you have a vacation home and you have a home. Because you're not in your vacation home doesn't mean somebody gets to go investigate it.
Exactly.
No.
When I was in the hospital last year, I was asking for somebody to bring my equipment to me. They never did because I wanted to investigate the place while I was
Oh my
sick.
gosh.
You didn't have to investigate. It was right in front of you.
And the second time that I stayed in the hospital, I swear I was hit with voices. I think I told you about that, Adrian.
Yep. It was right there with you.
Another thing that should be noted when it comes to trespassing is a lot of those abandoned locations also usually have like security systems now. So, because that person I was just telling you about, I gave him that reminder. I told him saying, they usually have security systems, right? And you know what he did? He said in response, he literally confessed right to me saying, well, yeah, there was a security system, but I knocked it over and crushed it. He literally confessed that he he not only broke in, but also caused destruction of property, which was probably law enforcement. So he was just asking to get in trouble. So I backed out of me. I'm like, no, if you want to do that, go ahead. I don't care. You're on your own, but
right.
People out there that have no second thoughts about jumping over fences. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick,
It's
I have
dangerous.
a question for you. Look in that little handy dandy notebook of yours. And I went to
Is he blue now?
I went to Blue's Clues. Look in New York and see if you see the pink house in Wellsville, New York.
All right, hang on one sec. Yep. Okay, I'm right on New York. Okay, we got.
Just look see if you have the pink house.
Yeah.
Some of these,
you're not kidding. Squatters are not a joke. We have
They're
one
not.
right down the
Hey,
street.
Phyllis made it.
Hey, Jill's in the house. Good to see you,
Jill,
Jill.
Oh, nice of you to join us, huh?
Jill, stop cooking.
Jill makes me
If
nervous.
she's cooking, it's Raymond Noodles. What the hell's going on?
So for New York,
Noodles or Roman noodles?
some of these pages here, that it's like for some of these states they have it all on one page, but on this case, some of these have 2 pages to them. So for New York, we got State Capitol building in Albany.
How are you, sweetheart?
What is
Jill, I know you.
what it? Yeah, we all know that. Number 2, you got the United States Military Academy in West Point. Oh, number 3, of course, you have to have it in this. The Amityville Horror House in Amityville.
Yeah.
New Amsterdam Theater, New York City. The Palmyra Historical Museum in Palmyra. Sleepy Hollow Cemetery in Sleepy Hollow.
That's what I want to go to
I'm
sometime.
listening, but hold on. I got alarms going off. Hold on. I'm listening.
What does that mean?
The Brooklyn Bridge in New York City. Fort Ontario State Historical Site in Oswego.
Wait, Brooklyn Bridge?
The Brooklyn
I
Bridge.
did
Yeah, it
see
says.
yes.
Yeah, it says very quick. It doesn't say too much. It says one of the most instantly recognizable bridges in the world. The Brooklyn Bridge in New York City spans the East River connection Manhattan and Brooklyn. When it opened on May 24, 1883, it was the longest suspension bridge in the world. While it was an engineering marvel, more than 20 men lost their lives during its construction,
Okay.
and countless others have jumped from the bridge to die by suicide.
There we go.
Visitors to the bridge sometimes report hearing phantom screams, and some say the spirit of a headless worker chases taxis off the bridge.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about all that, but I did see a show not long ago about the suicides on Brooklyn Bridge. And they were like, there was this train track at one point on this side, and now it's like not there, it's on the other side. And they did some debunking, which I can't even remember which show it was to even give it kudos at this point, but it was really good because they really did their research. It was a male and female. I think they were brother and sister. I'm not even sure, but they did all their research. They tried to debunk everything. He went up here to see if he could hear anything. She was down here. They tried the wind, all of that, and they really did hear that phantom train whistle.
Oh wow!
And I guess a lot of people lost their lives. It was right
well,
around.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it was really neat.
I'm kind of surprised they don't have Ground Zero Memorial listed on.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by it. The only other I didn't say what the other two. The only other ones they have on this is the Merchant's House Museum in New York City and Wings Castle in Millbrook. But yeah, I am surprised that Ground Zero's not on this.
The one in Oklahoma City where they had the bombing.
Yeah, let's check
I was
Oklahoma.
There, many times, but as much as happened there, and there was nothing there. There was really, I mean, obviously the vibes of the fear, the confusion,
yeah, you would think that because there was mostly children there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Some, yes. I actually knew the firefighter that I lived in Oklahoma at that point, and a good friend of mine lived in Oklahoma City. I knew the firefighter that it's kind of a icon picture where he's got a little baby, and then he's got the little baby shoe. The baby didn't make it, and he's got the baby's shoe, and he still has that shoe. They bronzed it and put it as a memorial. But that's like one of the iconic pictures, just like the baby in the well. Oh, y'all aren't that old. Anyway,
yeah, I know the baby in the well.
And she lived. But everybody remembers that iconic picture of her coming out of that well because we all watched intently. I was a kid.
I remember it.
They pulled her up out of that well, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, she lived." But that iconic picture is the same as the Oklahoma City bombing with that firefighter. And I knew him. He's no longer alive, but he that place is, you can feel the emotion there, you can feel the energy there, but you don't feel anything else there.
Yeah, really? That was almost 30 years ago, wasn't it?
The Oklahoma City
was
bombing?
it? Maybe I saw it on the news.
That occurred the same year I was born. So if you're talking about the Oklahoma City bombing.
We're slightly old. Okay, Adrian.
No. I saw it on the news. I saw it on the news and just thought I knew somebody. Never mind.
See, I changed my background just for Donald.
I'm actually looking right now. I'm turning the pages.
That's actually kind of cool. Looks like a motel.
Turn the pages now. What they have for Oklahoma.
The one that you used all the time.
Oklahoma, Eastern State Hospital in Bonita, Oklahoma. I promise you, is crazy haunted. I've been there,
so
but we're not allowed in. So I was just like on the perimeters.
So for Oklahoma. Oh, I'm sorry, Adrian.
No, he's not.
I'm just trying to guess at what's there. The Haunted Forest. My daughter she goes there all the time.
I don't see that here in the list.
I was surprised that Crown Point wasn't in the Indiana one.
I know. I'm surprised Crown Point wasn't in it either. But in this case with Oklahoma, what they have here, it's the Skirvin Hilton Hotel in Oklahoma City, the Stone Lion Inn in Guthrie, Gilcrease Museum in Tulsa, Gravity Hill in Bartlesville, Kane's Ballroom in Tulsa, the Dominion House in Guthrie, historic Fort Reno in El Reno, Fort Washita Historic Site and Museum in Durant, Cherokee
Okay.
Strip Museum in Perry, and Dead Woman Crossing, Weatherford.
Okay, so I lived close to Weatherford and I lived in Bartlesville. That Bartlesville thing is stupid. There's nothing there. But in Tulsa, there's that, and I know I've talked about this
It was
1,000
95.
times.
I thought it was
But
93.
there's like this void in the middle of Tulsa, and they got a circle there. You stand in that circle, you can scream as loud as you want. The people outside that circle cannot hear you. It's in the middle of the street, and they cannot hear you.
Yeah, I remember you
Wow.
talking about that before.
And you can't hear them. It's like you are in a whole different void, but you can see them. They can't hear
I
you
got-
scream.
I got a question. Is Brad still on?
He's been
Oh, I'm
gone
sure
for a
his
while.
dumbass is still on because he wants me to. I'm gonna find him. Witness protection or not, I'm gonna find his ass.
I think
Yeah,
he went back to witness
15
protection.
minutes since he last said anything,
It was.
but he was at work though.
And for those of you joining in that don't know me, Sean, Rich, this is all a joke. Brad and I are really friends. I mean, this is all really a joke.
It's all
I
joke.
Yeah.
I got
Brad and
I got a
talk about friends
background.
here. We're friends.
I got a-
I promise.
I got a
I
background
will not kill
just for Brad. There's
Wow.
my background.
I like that background.
I like that too.
Stone Lion has a female spirit that sings when she
Let's talk
says
about the
to
one
you,
in
"Cut her
Guthrie.
twice." Oh wow, where's that at, Rich?
That's in Rich said that was in the book Stone Lion Inn in Guthrie.
Guthrie,
Guthrie,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Okay. Okay, Bartlesville, that non-gravity thing, I've tried it. It is an anomaly, kind of like Tulsa, but it's not that great. It's
I heard
really
there's
not.
multiple gravity hills.
And that's like, people talk about on this hemisphere, the toilet flushes this way. On this hemisphere, it flushes that way.
Okay, I have one question. Okay, you ready for my question, Adrian?
Sure.
Who is crazy enough to sit there and watch a toilet flush to know which direction it goes?
Somebody who has a lot of time on their hands and no kids. And then made me have to go look at it because I really wanted to know.
I mean, I'm trying to get up and go as quick as I can. I don't like sitting in bathrooms.
No, I don't either.
All right, well, Brad's not in here. I gotta get off that background. It's getting on my
Okay,
nerves.
now Tom's showing up on
Tom,
the.
hi.
What's going on?
Finally, you come up with your name, huh?
Yeah, he's got it.
What gets me is that somebody can stand inside of a circle and scream and nobody can hear you. I don't get that.
I don't understand it either. I have not personally done it. I've had friends that do it, but next time I go to visit my son, I'm definitely going to do it.
I remember seeing a show where they were talking about really weird places and they were talking about different vortexes that's around the world.
Yeah.
One, I want to say it's in Alaska, but I'm not sure. They say that if you get two different height people standing in one spot, you'll see the height difference, and then when they switch, they're the same height.
Oh, wow. I hadn't heard that. But I do know we go to Tulsa, any of us that go. What we're going to do is we go from the outside, hear somebody, and then both people go on the inside, see if you can hear each other, and then somebody video on the outside as well. I'd like to know all those three factors
Yeah.
there.
I don't see anything in the Alaska section about these vortexes. It doesn't have it here in this book.
No,
Well,
I'm having way too much
I'm-
fun
Let's
with
see
my
if
new
I can
laptop.
Google it.
Yeah, you'll have to Google that one.
I'm
Oh,
having
Yeah,
fun.
because I really want to see you do a show on that, Nick.
Oh, on the vortexes of Alaska, or
No, in the vortex, like all of them.
all the vortexes. Okay.
I wonder if anybody that's ever gone to these vortexes has taken a compass with them.
Okay, it says the center of the universe, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, it's in Tulsa. Okay, I thought you kept saying it was Alaska.
Well, he said Alaska. There's one in Tulsa as well.
Alaska.
Oh, you said Alaska, Jerry. So,
Well, did I-
connection's
No,
connection's kind of cutting off. for a second.
phenomenon. If you stand in the middle of the circle and it'll open. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is all it is. I mean, like, this is it. That's all it is that little circle. And they marked it with that little circle.
Adrian, you're kind of freezing up a little bit. It's
Okay, I
kind of
thought it
hard
was
to
just
see.
me.
Yeah, you're kind of cutting. You
Yeah,
guys notice that too?
yeah.
I
So it's that little circle.
that background actually looks familiar.
I know it's my backyard. What are you talking about?
It's in downtown
You
Tulsa.
wish. Yes, Sean, it is.
Y'all didn't know I
I'm
was
gonna send
bougie.
it, Nick, to you.
Yeah.
And see if you can put it on.
Okay.
Y'all didn't know I was bougie like that, did y'all?
Oh, you're bougie, all right, but it has nothing to do with that.
My little bougie self.
There we go. Okay. So you just type in Tulsa Vortex, you get all kinds of stuff.
Give me 1 second here. You said you already sent it to me?
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
There's also this same thing that they recently found right before I moved on the Texas-New Mexico line. And it does the exact same thing.
All right, give me just another second here. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's all it is, just that little that's it.
All right, I'll just about share the screen now. So that's interesting right here.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Hmm.
It's-
It looks almost like a filled well, almost just the circular. It looks as if there was a well that once existed.
Yeah, it says it's a phenomenon. If you stand in the middle of the circle and make a noise, the sound is echoed back several times louder than it was made. It's your own private amplified echo chamber. As the legend goes, a foghorn could be going off in the center of the circle, and those on the outside would never hear it, which I will try. My son lives right outside of Tulsa. We will try this, and we will video this.
When you go there, take your compass with you.
Yeah, the
Yes.
makes me wonder like how
everywhere
compass would
these
be
days.
accurate.
Hill in Sandusky, Ohio.
That
Is that the same kind of thing, Tom?
Yeah, it's boy, that's- we haven't been to we've been to Ohio several times, but Tom, I don't think we've been to Sandusky yet. And yeah, we do, and yes, we do live near the what's called the Lake Michigan Triangle.
Yeah, I haven't heard about the Lake Michigan Triangle before.
The Lake Michigan Triangle, it's kind of a relatively I guess you can kind of call it a new area for lack of better terms. I'm still kind of learning it myself, but it's basically the Bermuda Triangle of the Great Lakes. So, hey, speaking of Ohio, Sean's in the house. What's up, Sean? Sean Gilmore. But yeah, it's there's been a number of disappearances. Obviously, you know, the Lake Michigan Triangle doesn't get as much attention as like you'd see from some other areas, like the Bermuda Triangle or the Alaska Triangle or even the Dragons Triangle. But no, we do have an area that's called the Great Lakes Triangle.
Like I said once before, there are triangles everywhere around the world.
There is,
Oh, yeah.
and not all of them are always confined to oceans or lakes. It's confined to certain land areas.
Yeah, Bermuda Triangle, Alaskan Triangle.
The Dragons Triangle, which is in near Japan.
I remember hearing something about one in South America.
Yep, in South America. There's even one in Transylvania, Romania.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Bessie. Now, what Sean's referring to, he's referring to the cryptid Bessie, which is basically the Great Lakes version of the Loch Ness Monster out in Lake. Which lake was that?
Champlain.
Yeah. Which one?
Lake Champlain.
No, not Lake
That's
Champlain.
Bessie.
Lake Erie. No, you're thinking of Champ. Bessie's of
Okay, yeah.
Erie. Yeah.
Champ, there's Nessie, and then there's Bessie.
Yeah, in Lake Erie. And you got Ogo Pogo in Canada.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's kind of like the abominable snowman. All the names for it and Bigfoot.
Yeah. Well, Ogo Pogo is another lake monster.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we do have ley lines that go through the Chicago area, and I think, and yeah, Sean just confirmed. I think Lake Erie might even be possibly part of the Great Lakes Triangle.
Hi,
Yeah,
Shay.
I
Thank
wanna
you.
do that.
4 a.m.
for
in
just
South
a
Africa.
second. Good night, sweetheart.
I want to do that. I'm gonna sit down one day and just try to figure all that out. One day.
Joanne, it's referred to as Ogo Pogo. I'll spell it out for you so you know where it's in Lake Okanagan, which is in I think that's it's in British Columbia.
Yeah, we have our son is he was actually there, and
You got it, Joanne.
he
There you
went
go,
to
Joanne.
Japan, the suicide forest. He lives
Yep.
in Japan.
Yep, Aokigahara Forest, aka the Suicide Forest.
Yeah, and he did say it was pretty
Can y'all tell y'all like way over my head?
depressing.
Oh,
But-
it's very depressing, like all the suicides, and it's also a very eerie area, even without the ghost stories associated with. There's a lack of wildlife, and it's very easy to get lost in that forest.
And that's what he said. He didn't know about the suicide stuff at that point. He was from here and moved to Japan to teach children, and then became a wrestler in Japan. But he did say that Zach told me he did go there, and it was like, yeah, anybody who has any kind of depression tendencies, anything like that, should not be in places like that.
No, they don't. They actually have signs both in Japanese and English that, try to get people that change their minds, saying, life is precious. Think of your
Right.
friends and family. That's been going on since the 1950s, at least, probably even longer.
Yep. I'm sure he knew what was going on when he got there and seen all
Yeah.
that, but yeah.
It's kind of ironic because Irene was just on earlier. I saw.
Yeah,
few
she
minutes
talks
ago.
about the suicide forest a lot.
Yeah, I'm surprised she would have said something by now about it because she said she's been to that forest too.
I have
I
heard that
do
story
wanna-
from her.
I do want to put this out there, everyone. If you do, Irene's been going through a lot, but we still have the GoFundMe for Beth Allen, aka Parathug. She's still fighting illness. Her and her son both started fighting illness, which everybody knows. I mean, that when you fight illness and you get paid by the day for your job, that kind of hurts when you can't work. So she hasn't been able to work for like a month. So if anybody can help, we are still got the GoFundMe out there for her. Sorry, I
I
had to
just saw that for a second, and I had no idea what happened, and I knew she was sick, so I was not going to reach out to her and find out what happened. But I did hear just for a split second she was
I
sick.
haven't seen it for a while.
do
Yeah,
what?
I
I'm
haven't seen it
sorry.
for a while either.
I
Yeah,
saw
she-
it when it first came out, but I haven't seen it for a while.
Yeah, she because like I said, it's not just her that's sick at this point, it's her and her son. And I mean, some of us have sick pay and all that. She doesn't
for
have that.
long.
She doesn't work. She doesn't get paid.
Right, and not for long. Sick pay only lasts however many hours you have.
Right.
Jen-
So is she like? I mean, has she said what's wrong with her?
I'm not gonna really go into detail or anything, but she's pretty sick right now. I mean, she's been sick for about a month.
Is her son the same way?
Yeah, he's sick too. I mean, we know what's wrong with him, but it's just requiring getting him on some medication, and then of course they're self-employed, so that when
Right.
you need medication, that gets expensive too. Because
Right. Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
does. One
Because-
bottle of medication. Somebody who depends on insulin.
That's that's
That
on
could
him.
cost $400 every month for one bottle. If you need both long lasting and fast acting, you're looking at $800 a month right there.
Yeah.
My
Italy.
dad is actually getting both those through the VA.
Do what?
My dad is actually getting both of those types of insulin through the VA.
It's ridiculous that life-saving medication is allowed to cost that much.
I
It's there
know.
for a reason. It really happens for a reason. And if you really dig deep into it, you just want to choke the shit out of
The pharmaceuticals.
people. Not just that, the government itself. Anyway, we're not going to go there.
Yeah.
So sorry, I had to put a shameless plug in. I always think about my sister. So
No, that woman absolutely, and there's no doubt about it, deserves. And that's the only thing I think about when I saw that for that one time, and I thought it was over. But
oh no, it's definitely not anywhere over.
that woman crossed country to go find a missing child. That's how I met her. She went cross country to go find somebody. And I mean, on her dime, she's the one that did all the lives for this. She found this person. Of course, she didn't take credit for it, but she did. She found this person alive that most people thought they wouldn't find, except for dead. She founded the missing persons page for the paranormal. We watched her cross country video, and I'm not going to go into who it was to her, but she did that, and it was all on her own dime. So
Wow.
Anything to help her, she deserves every bit of it.
Jeremy, I just sent you the links. I can't really share right now.
Sean, you're right. Absolutely. No matter what you believe in, there's a higher up somewhere. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
So let me make sure that's yep.
Hey, Donald's back.
Oh God.
This woman really, she deserves the best. She does. I don't know her son, but it's a part of her, and she does deserve the best.
Her son is my future ex-husband. Okay, we've already got this planned out. His wife already knows. So,
Okay, you bet. Whoa.
No, Beth and I have already determined we're going to be legally related.
Brad's back.
Sure.
Oh no, Brad, hold on. I had something for you, but you went missing. Hold on.
He went missing because I tried to hurt him. I can't say the real word because if I do, we're going to get the show banned.
I got it just for you, Brad.
I really like that
Excuse
background.
me.
I like that back.
Thank you.
Don is your future ex-husband. What? No, not. He doesn't get it.
I'm still with
Don, no.
Brad, you are
Donald.
not commenting. I did this just for you.
What are you
I'm
saying?
still waiting to meet my future ex-wife.
Me too.
What?
Still
No, it's
waiting.
fine. It's fine. Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm done with Brad. I'm done with him.
Yes. Guys, we said we're only going to do an hour tonight because all of us have worked so long today.
Yeah.
And here we still are.
Hey, Chris. Listen, Chrissy's in the house. Wow.
Chrissy!
The
Okay.
red
Sorry.
one.
I had
So-
to get back in my living room.
Brad, you in your little red room. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Do not tell details. Okay.
I do want to say we we
We were
do
just
have two guests coming on the show next week.
Who?
We have Kathy Hahn
Okay.
and Tiff Minute coming on. They are running the Fort Wayne Paranormal Convention next year.
Okay.
So they're going to be on the show next week.
What's
When
that
is the
12-hour
Fort Wayne
show?
When is this event supposed to be, Jerry? Because
Brad,
I didn't
what?
hear anything about that.
Are you talking about the 22-hour podcast?
No, we're not doing a 12-hour show, Brad.
And Chrissy, we were just we just shared the link out for best GoFundMe. So we were just kind of talking about if anybody can, and like I said, if you can't share money, guys, share out the link. Or if you can't share money, if you can't donate money, y'all know what I mean. I'm not in my right state of mind.
We're both tired. We have worked long hours for quite a while.
There we go, Brad. Finally,
12
finally,
hours in the Red
Brad.
Room.
12 hours in the Red Room. Well,
Brad, you have fun with that 12 hours in the red room. Write a report. We'll talk about it
Don't
later.
write a report, Brad.
Chrissy, yeah. I actually, I'm out of the loop. You know that. So I thought that was over. But yeah, I'm seeing that it's not. So yeah, I will definitely help take care of that. Yeah. So Brad, you and your red room go into your bedroom and discuss it there.
Do not write reports, Brad. We do
Oh,
not.
we can write a report. It's all good.
Just don't show the report to anybody.
Well, yeah. All right. Yeah, I will definitely help share that out. I've got it now from the show. So yeah, that woman deserves anything and everything she can get because she helps anybody and everybody, whether they deserve it or not. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to be nice because I've worked way too long and my filter is like gone. So I will.
Joel's just upset he hasn't been in my red room.
Oh,
Everybody's got a red room.
oh well, yes, but most of us keep it private. Most of us.
right?
Okay, hold on. My
Red-
other sister is Chrissy. My other
What,
sister is
Jeremy?
Chrissy. Who thinks I keep what private?
What?
I have two.
Well, Chrissy knows what we do not keep private. That's not a yeah.
What
She's
were you trying
known
to
what
say,
I
Jeremy?
don't keep
Do
private for
what?
2 years. So yeah, that's not even a topic.
I was saying I have two red rooms in my house.
Oh, I bet you do.
Yeah. One's a bathroom, is painted red, and the other is my
bet.
it's painted red.
Oh,
I have a
bet.
red.
You
I'm
know
in a
what
red room
means,
right now, believe it. And you guys probably don't even notice. You probably don't even know that part of it's red.
What is red?
This whole basement is a red room.
No, it looks white.
Yes, that is true. You are seeing white lights, but I don't know if you can see the texture. It's kind of a little bit red on my skin. Well, that's because I also changed the light bulbs to red and green. So partially it is considered a red room.
I've got those Alexa lights. They're hilarious. It's like turn. Yeah, no Alexa. in here.
And
Okay.
you know what? And I'm just going to say now ahead of time. I mean, in just 2 months, once we get into February, then you're going to see a real red room with these lights.
A real red room involves women, money,
Whips and chains.
yeah, like she said, whips and chains.
Say this.
Chrissy, I left those at your house.
You don't need the whips and chains.
Why? Why?
I'm saying
Why not?
I like Rich. I like Rich.
you don't need those whips and chains.
Why?
Whips
Dip,
and
chains, and
chains and
I left mine over at Chrissy's house.
Oh, Chrissy's not kidding. They damn sure are.
I'm not surprised. You could 3D
But-
print stuff.
But, Jeremy, why not? What's wrong with that?
I'm just saying, if you're that good, you don't need it.
But you do if that's what you're into. That makes it that good.
Yes, you did. Oh, and that's right. Tom did. He gave me. I'm still trying to figure out a way how I can attach. I mean, I have these different colored lights. They're like these They're like those. What do you call those things? They're like
The
these
LED
tape.
lights.
No, they are. Here, I actually have an example right here. Give me a second.
Donald, weird science.
I don't see how
That
you
no,
can wear those glasses in
that's
the
not up there yet. Never mind.
What's that?
Nick. I don't see how you can wear those glasses when those lights are flashing like that.
I could see perfectly well, but but no, this is what he's talking about. They're like these. It looks like a film almost. It's those type of tape lights that you
My
attach
son
to a
has
wall.
those. Well, my son had those until the dog ate them around his bed.
Yeah, he got me kind of. Well, there's two of them, and I'm still. They're actually not that difficult to really put together.
Yes.
All you just got to do is just you tape them up to a certain part of your wall, and then you plug it into like with like a charging cube, and
Yeah.
there's a remote so you could change. So yeah, this may be officially a future addition to my red room.
So yeah, we used to. We
Put
put 'em
Chris's
around the
comment
bottom.
up. Okay,
Well,
we're not into all that stuff, but yes.
But he put it all around his bed and all around his backboard, and then the dog got a hold of it and chewed it.
I'm surprised the dog actually wanted to get to it. That
My
fidget-
dog will eat anything. Look, I had one of my undergarments. He ate all my Victoria's Secret undergarments. Right? I had one left. He won't eat the cheap Amazon ones. He eats the Victoria's Secret ones. And so I had one left, and my washing machine pipes were frozen here. We had to go to the other house to wash clothes where the dogs are. And my husband said, "Hey, I've got one of your bras and to be laundered." And I was like, "No, you can't bring them in the house." My dog at that time went in the laundry basket, dug it out. It was in the bra bag, dug it out, ran through. Shut up, Donald. Ran through the doggy door, so my husband couldn't even make it around the house, or the dog would have chewed up the last one I have left. So my husband had to crawl through the doggy door to get it. And this is all in like a 10-minute time period. The dog
With that image, okay. With that
I
image,
do have a 90-pound dog, so the doggy door is pretty big.
claws on your head.
yeah. Whoa.
Weird
know where that
science,
came
No,
from.
they go where they belong. No, we're good. Okay, so now on that note, yeah. I'm gonna get off here. I'm working 12 hours this weekend next week, so I'm gonna get off here. Next week I will be on. I will probably be absolutely insane, which is nothing new, and no filter, which is nothing new.
Just remember, we have guests next week.
Oh damn, maybe I won't be on next week.
I'll sing Weird Science. How's that? Chrissy loves it when I sing, so I will make sure I sing a lot.
Brad, your definition of work and mine are different.
It's no wonder why he's
I don't know
always
what
asking
you're
for
doing,
a
but
12-hour show then,
Okay.
which we're not going to do.
Yeah, he wants us to do a show the whole time. He's at work. It's not happening.
All right, Sean, thank you. Thank you for being on. Nice to finally talk to you.
Yes.
Where's anyway.
Just
Brad?
everybody, thank you for being on, and thank you.
I
For
will
sharing.
see you on the milk cartons because nobody's gonna notice you there
Nope.
anymore.
The beer carton.
Chrissy, it was nice to see you on.
See, Chris.
Okay,
oh
y'all.
my God, what the hell?
Good night.
I have a Rich comment. Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
Happy
here he
New
is.
Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Where's
Happy
Jill?
New Year,
Happy New Year,
everybody.
Tom.
Where's
Jill's still here, I think.
So she went back to cook. She forgot
Jill?
to.
I was just about to say she's probably cooking.
She's boiling eggs now.
She'll hear us. Good night, honey. Bye, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year,
New Year.
everyone. All right, I'm gonna pull Adrian. I'm gonna go with her. Y'all have fun. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I'm not going to stay here either. So
Yeah, I got to do a couple other things. I promised
Right.
my mom I'd help out with something right after I was done. So I'm probably going to get off too.
I love all y'all. Thank y'all.
no,
Take
Nice.
care, Eileen. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sweeties.
And I know that I said that tomorrow the 13th dimension is coming back, but
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to if I don't have my voice.
I figured you weren't going to, especially with with your health. So I kind of expected that. I was gonna actually ask you, Jeremy, about hopping on for just a few minutes just to wish a happy New Year. And actually, I'm supposed to be with my mom's side of the family, so I thought I'd introduce the network to my family. But if you're not going to do the show tomorrow, it's no big deal.
Yeah, probably won't.
Get the robotic voice app.
No.
That is not happening. Brad, I gotta actually send you a video involving someone like that. It's actually that guy Tom Nally that we've had on Don's show. He had an issue on a show a few years ago where he had this robot voice.
Did he?
He did, but it was hilarious because he first came out. He was on a show like on StreamYard, and the first time he was on, his voice it just kept cutting. It was like, and you could barely hear what he's saying. So he got off, and he came back on, and his voice literally sounded like mechanical, which was hilarious. And he was making everyone laugh. He then jumped off again one final time, and then he came back on, and it sounded even worse. It seemed like each time he was getting on, he was sounding worse than before he eventually had to go onto his phone. But yeah, he had that robot voice, and it wasn't an app. I mean, I think he said that earlier. He was messing around with the voice changer, and I think something got screwed up the system, and that's why he had to go on his phone instead.
Sean, every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Our show is. We normally run for 2 hours, sometimes over. But yeah, every Thursday night.
Yep. Same time as always. But yeah, we're probably let's see. On Don's show, have you
No, guys have.
I don't think so. I never even heard of that show before.
Yeah, there's actually a Terrifier 2 out now.
Actually, no. I think I've heard of the title, but I thought it was a movie. I didn't think it was a series.
You just got a cat.
What's that?
Saw your cat coming downstairs.
Oh, it must be. That might be. That probably was Slinky. She's kind of a troublemaker.
I think it's a table.
Yep, it's definitely Slinky. She always likes hanging out with me, but she's always a troublemaker, though. I think one time I tried introducing her, you guys, to this on the show, but she got mad when I picked her up.
Yeah.
But not as mad as like with that whole thing when Chantel picked up Jenny's cat. My cat is mean, but she's nowhere near like what Jenny's cat was. Doing the scary. I don't think we are. Oh, Jerry, I know we're about to jump off, but we got someone new here. Cindy.
Oh, hi, Cindy.
Welcome, Cindy.
Hello from Kentucky. Okay. Cindy, just to let you know that this show starts at 8 o'clock, and we normally run until 10, but we're actually getting ready to get off here tonight.
Yeah, we're going to end it early. So, but yeah, most of the time we usually run for 2 hours, and we're back same time for next week. She's in Kentucky. Is that Central or Eastern time?
It'll be Eastern.
Okay.
At least most of it is, I think.
I don't know which part. She just only said that she's from Kentucky, so I don't know which part of Kentucky she's in. And no, we're not running till 6 a.m.
No.
She's in Central. Okay, so
she must be all the way in the west side of Kentucky.
Let me I'll check just to be on the safe side. The Kentucky time zone is she's probably it's okay. So like for example, there's a times Kentucky has 2 time zones. So like on the east side, like where Louisville is, that's Eastern, and on the west side, like where Bowling Green is, that's Central. So, Cindy, you're in the same time zone I'm in. I'm not up South Central. Yeah. So, Cindy, you're in the same time zone as I'm in, though I'm not in Kentucky. I live in Chicago, Illinois. So for both you and me, we broadcast the show at 7:00 Central Time.
Yeah. Next week we have Kathy Hahn and Tiffany Minnick on the show. They are the organizers of a brand new paranormal convention called the Fort Wayne Paranormal Convention. So,
and which I was trying to ask you this earlier, Jeremy. When is this paranormal convention supposed to be?
that is
'Cause I didn't hear anything about this one before.
September.
Oh, in September? Okay.
I think so.
I guess the reason why I'm asking is like already, and I always like to plan ahead of time. I always write down a list of Paracons. I mean, whether I go to them or not, at least so I have them, I'm aware of, so I could fill them up in the calendar. So, yeah, I'll write that one down.
September 29th.
Oh, Tom, you were off tonight? Oh man, we could have had him on. Damn it. Because Tom has actually asked me on several occasions to try to.
Well, this is what happens when Tom decides to go under
Facebook user
identity, confessing about breaking into places.
Yeah. I mean, he has told me like he's interested in wanting to come on, but the only problem is he usually works on Thursday nights, and he's told me a few Thursdays. I mean, I've said, well, whenever you have a Thursday night open, we'll have you on. So.
Yeah.
Work tonight off next Thursday. We're on opposite weeks.
Yeah.
Don't understand how all of Indiana is in Central.
I don't want to be on Central. I want to stay on Eastern.
Yeah. It's like once you get to the halfway point of the state of Indiana, the time zone changes.
Yeah.
And Donald, I already spoke with Don, even though I'm going to be out with him and several other people that night. Don and I are going to still plan on coming on for a few minutes on Shadows Talk.
I'm undecided now. Now, since I don't have my voice and all of that, I probably won't.
Me tonight off, but working this weekend. Wow.
Oh, in retrospect, really, I shouldn't have been on tonight.
Yeah.
But New Year's Eve show, I wanted to do it.
The last show of 2022.
Yeah.
New Year's off with his. Oh wow! First New Year's off with his daughter.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being on with us tonight. Thank you for playing along. No 13th Dimension tomorrow night. And so the next thing that you'll have, let's see.
Oh, Jeremy's
New Year's Eve show on by Dawn.
Jill has some idea for you.
I've tried the thing with honey before. For whatever reason, it never worked for me. So, all right, guys. You guys have a good night. Have a happy New Year.
Yes.
Safe New Year.
Yes, definitely. Be careful on the road.
Yeah. Well, I would say don't even be on the road.
I have to, but fortunately, Don, he only lives a few minutes away from me. So it's like 10, 15 minutes away. But I'm actually going to even ask him at some point because I think some of us might even stay the night because we don't want to risk being on the roads with a lot of crazy and drunk drivers. That's
a smart choice. I'm staying home. My dad lives across the street. I'm spending New Year's Eve with him.
Yeah. For basically, to make a long story short, when I head over to Don's place, we don't have to take the highway or anything like that. It's just public roads. But after the new year begins, whatever my cases of heading back home, that's up to debate. I don't know.
That's still risky.
It is. So when I head over there, I'm heading over there early, so we don't have to deal with a lot of those crazy drivers.
All right. Okay, guys. So until next week, Happy New Year.
See you next year.
We'll see you guys next week.
Happy New Year.
Bye.